the musical performers at Hangout Fest. He mentioned Mumford and Sons. He mentioned Chance the Rapper, and he mentioned Weezer. Now, wasn't Weezer one of the Little Rascals? Or Our Gang? I don't know that I understand the distinction between Our Gang and the Little Rascals, but wasn't there a Little Rascal or Our Gang member named Weezer? I don't know that you could name someone Weezer in politically correct America. If we were doing an updated Little Rascals, you could not have Weezer, because that would be considered a disability and you making fun of Weezer. And I don't know if you could call someone Spanky, because spanking is also politically incorrect. And then there was somebody, I think there was a member of Our Gang or the Little Rascals named Chubby. And that's you're not supposed to fat shame. So in modern America, the Little Rascals would not, you'd have to completely rework the Little Rascals. Just occurred to me when I heard Bill Riles say that Weezer is going to be performing at the Hangout Festival. Good morning. So let's see what else is going on. In the last segment of the show, I talked to Joe Gomez, NBC News Radio national correspondent. He mentioned that we may get an announcement of the FBI director today. And the top candidate that's being reported is Joe Lieberman. You may remember, you may have voted for him. He was a vice presidential candidate. Or you may have voted against him. But he ended up being an independent in the Congress, was buddies with John McCain. I think, didn't he speak at one of the Republican conventions once? So he's been all over the map. And the appointment, I don't really have anything against him, but it sure is, that would be just pure politics, right? I mean, there's got to be possibly hundreds or thousands of people more qualified to be the FBI director. And that would just be pure politics. It's too bad that we would get to that point already, that you'd have to make a move purely for politics with that job. Hey, traffic and weather together, and then more Uncle Henry Show.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
A few more cars as people wake up and hit the roads, but that's really about it. We're not seeing any other problems across the area. A good flow, especially on those interstate systems and major highways. I-10 free and clear if you're crossing the Bayway and Wallace Tunnel. Same if you're crossing the Escambia Bay Bridge, both into and out of Pensacola. And we're just seeing some patchy delays on your highways. Maybe some red lights slowing, but no other major delays or problems. And with Time Saver Traffic, I'm Angie Brolier.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. Some mornings, opening your eyes is hard, but LifeLock's eyes are already open to a wide range of identity threats. Stuff you can't see by just monitoring your credit. If something happens, U.S.-based specialists can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com, use promo code RISK, save 10%.
First Alert Weather from WKRG News 5 and the Chemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
A few showers today and a wetter weekend. I'm meteorologist John Nodar with the News 5 First Alert Storm Team. This morning, muggy out there, maybe a few foggy spots, but most folks are getting from point A to point B with no trouble. We'll have partly cloudy skies later today and a few showers. Even a rumble of thunder may roll in on the sea breeze. Daytime high in the upper 80s to low 90s. We'll see a 40% rain chance Saturday, 70% Sunday.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. Some mornings, opening your eyes is hard, but LifeLock's eyes are already open to a wide range of identity threats. Stuff you can't see by just monitoring your credit. If something happens, U.S.-based specialists can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com, use promo code RISK, save 10%.
We love Nick Saban. Just wanted to get that out of the way. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. What a wonderful, humid Friday it is. I saw this story that was out this week. Alabama Political Reporter website, alreporter.com. There's a story. I guess this might be the next government scandal or attempted scandal in Alabama. And it's the Alabama Political Reporter website has a story about it's allegations that the governor, Kay Ivey, is in ill health. That some time ago she was out of state at some governmental conference and had a health issue pop up. They claim it was some kind of mini strokes or something like that, and that she was hospitalized for several days. And this was covered up. People were told not to talk about it. They're alleging that members of her security team were out spreading stories about how she was still in ill health, that she had had moments where she would ramble incoherently. Just rumors of health issues. And the story goes on. You can find it at alreporter.com. The story goes on to talk about speculation that she's not really running the state the way you think, that she may be, that her associates may be running the state, all that kind of stuff, and that she's just sick. Now, if this is all true, then this may explain why it took so long. You may have wondered why the LoveGov remained in office. Why did the people that were in power drag their feet and wait so long to do something about the LoveGov? Why did they wait? Why did it take as long as it did? Why did we have to go? Maybe it was because all these rumors were being circulated all throughout Montgomery about Kay Ivey being ill. That may explain it. Now, by the way, she hasn't seemed ill. She's given several public speeches, made public appearances, and seemed to be okay. I'm not a doctor, but she seemed okay to me. But all that said, even if she is ill, by the way, her office is officially denying it. This is all being denied. But even if she is ill, isn't she an upgrade? I mean, very seriously, she is absolutely an upgrade, right? Even if she does have some type of health issue. Most definitely an upgrade. All right, there is more to come. Uncle Henry Show proceeding. Stick with the show, please.
Making your wallet great again. Your shot at $1,000 now. Text the word WIN to 200-200. You'll receive a confirmation text. Standard message and data rates apply. That's WIN to 200-200.
Uncle Henry here. If you're a business decision maker or a business owner, listen up. I've got some info that may really help you improve the quality of your business life. I want to tell you about Payroll Vault. Payroll Vault is a company that takes over the complicated payroll activities and workplace services from business owners so the business owner can concentrate on what they do best, which is run their company. Payroll Vault can handle payroll processing, employee checks, direct deposit, payroll tax returns, W-2 processing. The list of services goes on and on and on. I couldn't list them all here now. To see all that they can do, go to payrollvault.com. That's payrollvault.com. Hey, good morning, Facebook. Hey, Facebook, how are you? We're in the radio break, of course. The radio listeners are hearing valuable information about who does my dental work, who does my air conditioning, all those things. I've got a caller. Caller, hang on. I'll get to your call when we go back on the radio. We're not on the radio right now. I'll get to you in just a moment. I hope you're all well. You, the Facebook viewers. The show's also available on YouTube, I'm still trying to figure out why we would do that. But we are. In fact, let me look. I'm going to see if I can find it myself. I had trouble finding myself yesterday. Let's see. And let's see. Yes, here we are. We are streaming live on Facebook. So and I think I'm the only person watching it. So let me say hello to myself. But we do have that available. I don't know what the point of it is, but I'm sure in the grand scheme of things, there's a point to it. Before we go back to radio, it is Friday. We do have the press register thrown at our building. Let's see, on the front page, there's the hacker story about hackers hacking into health records. The Dark Overlord has your health records. Okay. Also on the front page of the press register, the story about the Senate race in Alabama, packed race for Senate seat at 19. 19 people are running for the Senate. Now this, I don't know what I'm going to do, because some people would like me to interview these candidates. And I don't think it's required by law for equal time. I feel like if you're going to interview one of them, you should interview all of them, just to be fair. So if I decided to interview all 19 candidates, it would destroy my show. It may completely destroy what I do. I don't know how I'm going to do it if I do it, because that's 19 people. That would be 19 shows. Maybe I could ask Ariel to interview all 19 of the Senate candidates, and then we could share excerpts. Maybe that would work out better. All right, stand by. We're about to go back to the radio show. We have Michael holding, so stand by.
Just monitoring your credit. If something happens, U.S.-based specialists can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK. Save 10%.
First Alert Weather from WKRG News 5 and the Southern Cancer Center Weather Center.
Another day that starts with high humidity. So far, visibility good at most locations. There may be a couple of foggy spots out there, but most folks are getting from one place to another without too much trouble. Partly cloudy this afternoon, 20% chance of a shower, and a high near 90 degrees. Tonight in the low 70s, Saturday, 40% chance of rain late in the day. Sunday, a 70% chance of thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist John Nodar with the News 5 First Alert Storm Team.
This morning at 9, Ask the Expert. Then Rush at 11. Right now, it's Uncle Henry on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show, or watching it on Facebook on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page. Let's talk to Michael. Hello, Michael. Good morning.
Good morning, brother. How you doing?
I'm good.
You sound good. I love your intro music, man. That's just cool stuff. I really do. I like that. Let me ask you a question, okay?
Yes, I'm very glad to accept your question.
Why is it that we've called for a special prosecutor and gotten one for the Trump administration investigation into Russia, but yet these same people that are hollering on the left not call for a special prosecutor for the Benghazi investigation. They didn't call for a special prosecutor with Fast and Furious on that investigation. They didn't call for a special prosecutor when Lynch went out there and met Clinton at the tarmac. So my thing is, so why do we need one now? You know, the hypocrisy on the left, my dear friend, is just overwhelming. You know, and I'll even go back to Kay Ivey, what you were just talking about this morning. I mean, what business is it of anybody's that she may or may not have had some type of medical problem? That's kind of a personal thing, really, to me. I mean, you're telling me this morning that she's been giving out speeches, and I've been seeing some of them. She looks like she's in pretty good health to me, so that's where I'm coming from. Okay.
Right. Look, and by the way, just for the record, if I'm ever hospitalized, it's none of your business. Now, don't be offended by this, Michael, but if I'm ever hospitalized, it is none of your business. I don't want anybody to know. In fact, I don't even want my family to show up at the hospital because they're going to get on my nerves when I'm trying to heal, and I don't need them in there with all their whatever they're talking about. They need to they can wish me well just leave me alone. It's none of your business.
Yes, sir. Roll Tide Roll, Henry.
Roll Tide Roll. Thank you, Michael. Let me thank Michael here as a talk show host. He said he had a question for me, and then he did. Actually, he posed a question and then he answered it himself, which is so valuable to me because I didn't have to think. I didn't have to come up with something. It's difficult enough to do this, to try and make a fool out of myself every 5 minutes on this show. And he really, when somebody calls in, they've got a question. They say, "I've got a question for you," and then they answer it themselves. Thank you. I didn't have to think. I didn't have to. All I had to do is just drink coffee. And so, Michael, what a blessing your phone call was. But when do special prosecutors get pulled out and sicked on something like an attack dog? It's all political. Unfortunately, it's all political. And I know that's the way it's always been, probably through any time human beings have ever gotten together to govern themselves from the beginning of time up until now. It's probably been pretty much the same. But it sure does get irritating to watch it, doesn't it? You probably find very similar political dynamics even in homeowners associations. In fact, I knew a homeowners association where there was a man that ran the home. Yes, Tales of the Homeowners Association. There was a man it was a small neighborhood, small homeowners association. There was a man that was running the homeowners association, and he wanted to convince everyone they needed to cut down a tree because he was worried that the tree would one day the tree would fall across the road. It was the only entrance, and he was worried that the homeowners association was going to have to pay to get the tree removed, and that it was going to be and he was outvoted. And the man, there was a huge battle on the homeowners association. The man eventually left. He sold his house and left because he could not get the tree cut down. Politics. Now, when this was happening, we never questioned his health. The way Kay Ivey's health has been. Maybe we should have. Again, Michael, thank you for calling and asking a question and then answering it. Let's see what else. Over the weekend, I'm not going to. I will watch the president overseas. That'll be of great interest. I'm sure the press is very excited because we've gotten into this situation of no margin of error for Donald Trump. So any little thing he says or does will be pounced upon. Even body language, I'm sure, will be criticized. So I'll look into that. But if they start talking about Washington, I will tune out of it. And instead, I'm going to go on Facebook this weekend to find out what Ariel's doing at Hangout Festival. Ariel, are you going to put pictures up of your condo stay with Matt McCoy and Gossip Greg? All right, we all want to see that. All right, look, coming up. We've got news, traffic, weather, all that is coming up. In the next 15 minutes or so, Angelo's going to be checking in. I've got to ask him about slingshots because the man that was arrested for shooting a pellet gun at the lady on the bicycle this week, news stories have reported that he was also arrested back in 2016 for having brass knuckles and a slingshot. So I need to be educated on slingshot etiquette. Is it against the law for me to have a slingshot or brandish a slingshot? We're going to get into all of that and more as we continue here on the Uncle Henry Show. Please stick with the show as much as you can, as Ariel and I both value the paycheck. And I'll remain here on Facebook. I'm continuing on Facebook. Let's see. I'm looking through the press register to see if there's anything you need to know. Okay, there's a story about the Crescent Theater that's in the press register. The headline, Crescent has pulse, needs cash. So the movie theater that was in downtown Mobile, if I remember correctly, they were forced to move, and now they're trying to raise money online so that they can keep the venture going. Let's see. They want to raise $72,000 to cover the increased rent that would help pay more than a year's worth of rent. And so they're doing this online. CrescentTheater.com. So it's something that I'm curious about, the fact that it does need the cash. I'm not disputing that at all, but you think about movie theaters and how they make money marking things up. Like if you go to a movie and you want to have popcorn and a soft drink and even splurge on Milk Duds, which I think are what a great movie theater food, because the Milk Dud doesn't make a lot of noise. It's not crunchy. So you can really shove a lot of Milk Duds in your head and you're not disturbing anybody else unless you smack your food. But they make money marking this stuff up. So you're paying $5 for the Milk Duds, $7 for a soft drink. You're spending $8 for a big popcorn. And there's just enormous profit. So it's hard to imagine a theater not doing okay. Now, I understand they only show one movie, but they serve, from what I never went to the Crescent, but I understand the Crescent sold alcoholic beverages. Imagine the markup. I've never been to a theater that serves alcohol. I know they exist in other parts of the country, but Alabama is very different. We prefer to drink in the parking lot. I'm going to guess that a beer at a movie, you've got to fill out a credit application to get a beer at a movie. So I would think that you would be able to get your rent. If you're selling a $10 beer or an $8 beer, and there are a lot of people that would pay because they want to drink alcoholic beverages at movies. Well, I wish them the best. I know a lot of people enjoyed going to the Crescent Theater, so I hope they're able to raise the money they need. But they may want to think about charging. They can even put it on the menu. The rent is $2,700 a month, and that's why the beer is $8 and the popcorn is $10. And just see what happens. In fact, you could make the movie free. think about it. You might be able to make the movie $1 and then everything else $10. All right, let's see. What else? Ariel, join me here if you don't mind. Ariel is trying to get ready for her trip to the Hangout Festival. Now, Ariel, are you going to be available to do a Dear Ariel next hour?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you will be around at least to do a Dear Ariel.
Yes, because nobody's in the building to give me what I need right now. So I'm here.
Okay. All right. Trying to get that equipment ready for the trip.
Yes, but when nobody shows up to work until long after we've gotten here, kind of puts a dent in my plans.
That has been something. A lot of people in radio, because of the way the technology works these days, you don't necessarily have to be there at a certain time.
No.
So it has been fascinating. We're the only live show now on in all of our radio stations locally. We're the only ones that actually have to be here at a set time.
Right?
And everybody else just kind of dribbles in and dribbles out.
And then, hold on. The thing that gets you is they trying to get you to do something in a day. It's like, I never see you. Yeah, because I get here long before you, so I leave long before you.
You never see us because we're here before 5 o'clock.
Yes. And we leave. And we leave because we're tired. Yeah.
So people dribble in.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of days, it'll be after 9 o'clock where you're seeing people dribble in.
Exactly.
By the way, and I don't want to call anybody my name, but there are some smokers that anytime I do leave, they're outside. So when do they ever work? No
Exactly.
No offense to them,
Hey,
but they're
all
never.
offense. What are you doing?
They're never in the building. They're always out smoking.
I hit the same people with the door every day on my way out. Every day. At some point, one or two things are going to happen. Either you're going to stop standing behind that door or you're going to go to your desk.
Now, in one guy's defense, I see him out there with a laptop. He'll take it. There's one guy we work with that will take a laptop out and sit outside with his laptop smoking.
And that's pretty productive.
And he's doing something.
Yeah, that's pretty productive.
You can tell he's actually trying to do something work related when he's out there.
That guy is the guy that you want working for your company.
I guess.
You don't want him on your health insurance.
No.
But you want him working for your company.
All right, one more thing. Have you ever been to the Crescent Theater? Did you ever go?
I did. In fact, the MTV show Catfish, when it first came out as a movie, that's where I saw it. The Crescent Theater.
All right, so do you remember what the prices were like? Did you get anything?
I don't remember. In fact, I don't think it was as expensive as a regular movie.
Okay.
It was that long ago.
That may be the problem. That may be why he needs to raise money.
But I mean, they're indie films. A lot of people are into indie films.
If it's a film that you can't see anywhere else, then you can charge more, right?
True. And the only reason why I went and saw Catfish is because I was told that it was going to be a movie about a tall, dark, and handsome stranger, and it wasn't.
Okay. You were catfished.
I was catfished.
You were catfished by the movie Catfish.
Yes. Lovely.
All right, Ariel, thank you. Ariel will be featured in less than an hour with Dear Ariel. Dear Abby's letters today are quite dull-minded. They're not nasty. They're people that it's amazing that they even had the wherewithal to send an email or a letter. All right, stand by.
WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM, The Jag. Daily Reagan coming up in about 15 minutes. Have several emails that have arrived in the email inbox. Let me go to the email inbox. Subject line on the email is humidity. Email reads, a question for you. Do fat people sweat more than normal folk on days like today? And that email from 60-year-old Chris in West Loxley. Chris, I consider this an incendiary question that is very difficult to answer in politically correct times. It's never been good manners to point to someone and use the F word. That's never been good manners. It's been very hurtful. But in today's politically correct culture, it is practically dangerous. You've heard of something called fat shaming. So your email is very incendiary. Very incendiary. Now, and I'm not a doctor or a scientist, so I don't know the answer to your question. I don't know if it may have something to do with actual surface area, that there's more surface area, or I don't even want to get into it because it is really, I'm sure people are emotional already. They've had an emotional reaction to your email. So please consider this. I know you're 60 and you came up during a different time where this was something that was brought up perhaps on a regular basis. But we now are in 2017, and this is not an appropriate topic. But Chris, thank you for your email. Let me go back to the email inbox. Subject line on the email is Hangout Fest. Email reads, "Hey, Unc, weren't the Mumfords that family of movie monsters from the 60s? I thought Herman and Olivia only had one son." And that email from Johnny C. Mumfords. Now, Ariel's going to Hangout Fest. Ariel, do you know about the Mumfords that are going to be at the Hangout Festival? You do? Could you tell me about the Mumfords? They're not. I know they can't be this based on the 1960s TV show, The Mumfords.
I don't think so, but I know that they. You remember that song? It had a banjo in it. I will wait. I will wait.
Oh,
for
this
you.
one?
Yes.
I will wait for you. That's it?
Yeah, that's it. That's Mumford and Son.
All right. Well, look. Oh, Mumford and Son. Okay, so it's not the Mumfords from the 1960s.
No, we don't know those people.
All right. Thank you, Ariel. It was not the Mumfords from the TV show, The Mumfords. But didn't Butch Patrick get into music at one point?
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Audi Traffic Center.
Traffic conditions remain quiet all across the area on this Friday morning, and we're not seeing any change with that. A good flow, especially on those interstate systems and major highways. I-10 doing great in both directions into and out of Mobile. Same if you're crossing the Escambia Bay Bridge through Pensacola. Some red light delays on your highways, some patchy slowing, but we're not seeing any major problems. And with Time Saver Traffic, I'm Angie Brolier.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. Some mornings, opening your eyes is hard, but LifeLock's eyes are already open to a wide range of identity threats. Stuff you can't see by just monitoring your credit. If something happens, U.S.-based specialists can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com, use promo code RISK, save 10%.
First Alert Weather from WKRG News 5 and the Southern Cancer Center Weather Center.
A few showers today and a wetter weekend. I'm meteorologist John Nodar with the News 5 First Alert Storm Team. This morning, muggy out there. Maybe a few foggy spots, but most folks are getting from point A to point B with no trouble. We'll have partly cloudy skies later today and a few showers. Even a rumble of thunder may roll in on the sea breeze. Daytime high in the upper 80s to low 90s. We'll see a 40% rain chance Saturday, 70% Sunday.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. Some mornings, opening your eyes is hard, but LifeLock's eyes are already open to a wide range of identity threats. Stuff you can't see by just monitoring your credit. If something happens, U.S.-based specialists can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com, use promo code RISK, save 10%.
Your home for traffic and weather on the 9s every morning. This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Daily Reagan coming up in about 10 minutes. Angelo's with us. MobileBayCoins.com. Angelo's a weapons expert. He's always got a variety of weapons around him at all times. And so I'm glad to have Angelo as a resource to ask about this. The man that was the 21-year-old that was arrested for shooting the pellet gun at the lady on the bicycle, Angelo, he was also arrested back in 2016 for having brass knuckles and a slingshot. Now, I know that brass knuckles are illegal in many places in the country.
Yes, sir.
But what about slingshots? Do you know anything about slingshots?
I used a slingshot when I was a kid growing up, and they're fun. I mean, I actually got pretty good with it at one point in time. One of the old wrist rockets. Remember those from way, way back in the day?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Had the little brace to put on your wrist to help, stabilize it a little bit. They were a lot of fun, but I never really did anything with it. I was always shooting targets or, put up a pop bottle in the backyard or something. I never was trying to shoot birds or animals or anything like that.
But have you heard now? You're always looking at knives that are for sale. You're into that, and also firearms. Do you ever see slingshots for sale and things like that?
Oh yes. As a matter of fact, slingshots. A lot of people that are worried about the end of the world and prepping and things like that like the concept of bow and arrows, slingshots, crossbows. Any of these types of weapons that you don't have to worry about stockpiling a lot of ammunition for, and they also have an added advantage of they're extremely quiet to use. So if you were trying to survive in the wilderness and you needed to shoot a small animal for food, whether that's a rabbit or a squirrel or whatever it happens to be, you could do that with a slingshot very effectively.
A lot of people talk about Malcolm Gladwell's books and his infamous 10,000 hours thing that he wrote about, but Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book, I think, called David and Goliath. And he talks about the story of David and Goliath and explains that in the time of David and Goliath, that the slingshots, the slings, it was almost like being shot with a modern-day firearm, the way they used those slings.
Well, it's amazing how much power you can put behind a slingshot or a sling. A sling is an even more basic device. You're basically taking a leather strap, a leather thong, and swinging the item around and then releasing one piece of the leather. So you're using that angular momentum and that radius there to put some energy behind it. It's simple physics, really. Very simple device, but if you practice and learn how to use one, it can be deadly.
Okay, but you're not. The guy was arrested for having one. So if you have brass knuckles and a slingshot, is that considered? Have you ever heard of brandishing a slingshot?
Well, I'm sure that there's more to the story, Uncle Henry. If he was arrested for having a slingshot, there's probably some case or some instance or some neighborhood with it.
I've got to stop because I'm using up too much of your time. Mobile Bay Coins, you're open today and tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Have you?
And we've got.
Tell us what you've got.
Well, a lot of different things. As you well know, we've got the Blue Star Salute going on tomorrow. We're coming up on Memorial Day. We have a lot of items that could be great gifts and memorial ideas for people that have been in the service. So if you're going to the event tomorrow, or maybe you just want to get a silver round to commemorate the fact that you were in the military, we have those for all 5 branches of service, as well as all sorts of other cool coins.
That's very good. Wonderful items there at Mobile Bay Coins. And as we talked about yesterday, silver bullets and silver shotgun shells. Mobile Bay Coins.
Things get said
until I've weighed in on it.
Rush.
You don't really know.
Today, 11 to 2.
What it means.
News Radio 710, WNTM.
We get asked all the time when we're at shows, how do you get your dog so healthy and shiny and glossy?
Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite for your dog this week.
We'll send you a big tube of Doggo Suds free.
Peppermint, tea tree, lavender, Doggo Suds shampoo.
Made with all-natural coconut, jojoba.
And good morning back here on Facebook. Thank you for watching on Facebook. Appreciate that very much. Right now I'm going to find the daily. I've got to prepare for the Daily Reagan, which means adding the Ronald Reagan music. So bear with me, stand by. I'm getting this ready to play. the Ronald Reagan, the majestic Reagan music. And then let's see, I've got to find a daily Reagan. I don't have any Reagans where he's talking about slingshots. So unfortunately, that would be a great one to play right now. But the story, I was talking to Angelo about slingshots moments ago. Malcolm Gladwell, very popular nonfiction writer, he's got a book about, the concept of the book is underdogs, not the cartoon underdog, but underdogs. And one of the stories that he writes about at length is the biblical story of David and Goliath, which you may remember, where Goliath is a giant, David is a youngster. There it is. Ariel found the book. We all remember the story, most of us. Goliath is a giant. Nobody wants to fight him, allegedly. But David volunteers. He's a youngster, and he goes out there with his sling and slays the giant, and he is propelled into a terrific life of service, et cetera, et cetera. Although his story quite complex as it goes on. But the Malcolm Gladwell, he did research into those times, that time period, and saw that Israeli researchers have confirmed that there was an actual, the sling was quite a popular weapon, and it was almost like he whipped out a gun on Goliath, that it was that fearsome a thing. That it was not like, oh, look at that, what is he going to be able to do with that? And it was more likely that when they saw the sling, people were very worried when they saw the sling, because it was almost like he whipped out a gun. It's fascinating. Fascinating. Great book, David and Goliath. All right. Or you could just read the Bible. That's also very good. All right, let's see. Daily Reagan coming up in about 90 seconds. I think slingshots are fun too, but I know better than to have one, because something's gonna go wrong. I'm gonna hit something. I do not trust my ability to aim it. I just don't. I'm at an age where I have trouble parking properly. It happens a lot. I'll go somewhere and I'll park. I'll get out of the vehicle, and then I'll look back and I'll think, you know what? I better go take another attempt at this, because people are going to wonder what I'm on. They're going to think I'm on something, or they're going to think I'm a jerk. So I can't even park my car, so I'm not going to use a slingshot. There's no telling what'll happen. All right, the Daily Reagan is coming up in just a moment, so stick with us.
Most folks are getting from one place to another without too much trouble. Partly cloudy this afternoon, 20% chance of a shower, and a high near 90 degrees. Tonight in the low 70s, Saturday, 40% chance of rain late in the day. Sunday, a 70% chance of thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist John Nodar with the News 5 First Alert Storm Team.
Traffic updates every 10 minutes on the 9s every morning. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
The Daily Reagan, a presentation of SAD Healthcare, SAAD, sadhealthcare.com is the website. Here is the president.
Let's ensure that the federal government never again legislates against the family and the home. Last September, I signed an executive order on the family requiring that every department and agency review its activities in light of 7 standards designed to promote and not harm the family. But let us make certain that the family is always at the center of the public policy process, not just in this administration, but in all future administrations. It's time for Congress to consider at the beginning a statement of the impact that legislation will have on the basic unit of American society, the family.
The Daily Reagan, a presentation of SAD Healthcare, SAAD, sadhealthcare.com. Uncle Henry Show, thank you so much for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Earlier in the hour, I was talking about the Alabama Political Reporter website. They've got a story out about the health of Governor Ivey, claiming that she's now her office denies that she's in ill health. But the story, you can go read it, AL Political Report. I think it's alreporter.com. You can read the story yourself about whether or not she's in ill health. I do have an email on the topic. Subject line on the email is Governor Ivey. Email reads, Uncle Henry, I saw Governor Ivey at the last Trump address in Mobile. She looked unsteady on her feet and somewhat disoriented. When she exited the stage, Big Luther and another Montgomery politician had to literally help her down the stairs. I was shocked by her apparent ill health. And that email from Ton, thank you for your report. I don't know if she's in ill health or not, but again, I feel she is an upgrade. Even if she is has to govern from a bed, I think, and I don't think she is, but if even if she had to govern from an adjustable bed, I would say that she's an upgrade. She is an upgrade. Let's talk to Stephen. Hello, Stephen. Good morning.
Hey, Henry, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I heard you and Ange talking about slingshots and other various weapons, and yeah, I've noticed, especially since the advent of all of the survivor shows that have been coming on TV, you know, like Dual Survival and different things, that there's a lot more survival items out there, it seems. You know, the people that want to go out in the woods, get lost on purpose or whatever. I don't know, but a lot of things, if you go into the jungle, will get you out, you know, help get you out. But I did see recently in one of my publications a company named Tops Knives. They're very popular with your special forces types and, you know, very heavy duty stuff. I have a couple of their knives, and they have a very interesting thing. It's a heavy-duty tactical folding knife that you can attach two little arms to and a rubber band, you know, to the arms, and it turns into a slingshot. Very
wow.
Cool, very neat.
Now, I know from previous years that you have been involved in knife throwing. Have you ever been a slingshot person?
I've got one that I used to take on the Escatawba River, just, you know, something for, you know, the younger people that were with us to play with and everything, because you don't want to just hand them off a throwing knife or, you know, something more dangerous. So they, you know, say, hey, go shoot some rocks at that wasp nest over there and see which one can hit it first or something like that. But, yeah, I mean, any kid in the South, you know, since Huckleberry Finn has had a slingshot in his pocket at one point in time.
You're right. Hey, Steve or Stephen, thank you for your phone call. What a wonderful phone call. A knife that can also double as a slingshot. Is there a slingshot that can shoot a knife? Can you put a knife in a slingshot? I'm sure somewhere there is. And let's think about what fun. We go down the Escatawba River and shoot at wasps' nests with our slingshot. Doesn't that sound like a wonderful... That could be in an upcoming political commercials, somebody running for the Senate, where they talk about I like to spend the afternoon on the Escataba shooting at wasps' nests with my slingshot. But I've got to go drain the swamp. All right, we're almost out of time in the hour. Reagan Girl, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Henry. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Well, first of all, about Governor Ivey's health. Let's don't forget we had George Wallace, we had Lurleen Wallace, and the United States we had FDR. So before we start throwing up health issues, let's remember that.
You're right. We have a long tradition of sick leaders.
Yes, sir. But the reason why I called very quickly is this is nothing but a witch hunt going after President Trump. And what we need to do as Alabamians, we need to make sure that our senators hear us loud and clear and remember why he carried Alabama. And we need to remind Shelby, hey, we know your establishment, but don't forget we put you there, so you stand behind Trump or go home.
All right. Thank you, Reagan Girl, for bringing up. We have not talked about the witch hunt today, and I'm sure that many people were tuning in hoping that there was a witch hunt talk. I actually have some thoughts on witch hunts. I love the phrase witch hunt because it's just very evocative. We'll get into that in the next segment.
Attention Mobile. Here's a perfect piece of lakefront land just up from the Coosa and Alabama River in northern Alabama outside Birmingham and Montgomery, being sold off Saturday, May 20th in an all-must-go sale. One example, 2 acres, dockable lakefront, $49,900. These 10 lots occupy a prime lakefront location on paved, quiet roads with water and are ready for your dream home for both you and your boat. One day only, 2-acre dockable lakefront, $49,900. The land is beautifully wooded with a gentle slope to a 12,000-acre lake in a country setting, with an excellent school system and close to premium golf. Excellent financing options with as little as 10% down. Call 888-711-LAKE. Only 10 lots, one-day absolute sale, Saturday, May 20th. Come early. That's 888-711-LAKE. That's 888-711-LAKE. Open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 days a week. One more time, 888-711-LAKE.
Uncle Henry here. If you're a business decision maker or a business owner, listen up. I've got some info that may really help you improve the quality of your business life. I want to tell you about Payroll Vault. Payroll Vault is a company that takes over the complicated payroll activities and workplace services from business owners so the business owner can concentrate on what they do best, which is run their company. Payroll Vault can handle payroll processing, employee checks, direct deposit, payroll tax returns, W-2 processing. The list of services goes on and on and on. I couldn't list them all here now. To see all that they can do, go to payrollvault.com. That's payrollvault.com, or you can call them locally. By the way, they are locally owned. The number's 251-243-0902. 251-243-0902. For all your payroll needs and workplace services, get in touch with Payroll Vault.
Your home for traffic and weather on the 9s every morning. News Radio 710 WNTM, Mobile, and iHeart Radio Station 99.9 WMXC HD3 Mobile. 710 Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Kia Traffic Center.
A few problems that might get in your way this morning. An accident in Mobile on McFarland Road at Cottage Hill Road. Also a crash with injury on Air Terminal Drive between Airport Boulevard and Wilson Road. Police and EMS remain on the scene of that crash. You're doing great across the rest of the area on this Friday morning. Some patchy delays on your highways, but no accidents or problems to mention on the interstate. A good flow both into and out of the area. And with Time Saver Traffic, I'm Angie Brolier.
This report is brought to you by the T.J. Martell Foundation. Join the T.J. Martell Foundation in the fight against leukemia, cancer, and AIDS. Your support helps facilitate cutting-edge research that will lead to more effective treatments and save more lives. Visit tjmartell.org to learn more.
First Alert Weather from WKRG News 5 and the Southern Cancer Center Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist John Nodar with the News 5 First Alert Storm Team. A sticky start to what will be another humid summer-like day. There may be a few foggy spots this morning. Most folks with an easy commute. We're looking at a high in the upper 80s to low 90s with a 20% chance of a shower today. The chance of showers and thunderstorms picks up to 40% late Saturday and ramps up to 70% by Sunday.
Fox News Radio. I'm Dave Anthony. Will President Trump nominate a new FBI director today to replace the one he controversially fired? Former Democrat turned independent Senator Joe Lieberman is considered a frontrunner.
Joe Lieberman's probably the only person who could get 100 votes in the Senate.
Republican Senator John Cornyn, but Democrat Claire McCaskill disagrees.
We need a law enforcement professional that's never campaigned for a presidential candidate, never campaigned for office.
The president could announce his pick before leaving the country. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
The first stop on President Trump's first foreign trip will be Saudi Arabia, where he'll deliver an address to around 50 Muslim leaders on the need to confront radical Islamic ideology. The president has also called on the kingdom to step up the fight against ISIS. The president will then travel to Israel in an effort to restart the Middle East peace process. Then it's off to Rome for a meeting with Pope Francis. President Trump will conclude his trip by attending the NATO summit in Brussels and the G7 summit in Sicily. Accompanying the president on his 9-day trip, First Lady Melania Trump and daughter Ivanka. Dave?
John, we're just learning that prosecutors in New York say that former Congressman Anthony Weiner will be charged in a sexting investigation. Weiner got caught up in the Hillary Clinton private email scandal late in the campaign before the election. Hours after being charged with murder, Richard Rojas expected in court today in New York City, accused of mowing down pedestrians on a Times Square sidewalk, killing an 18-year-old tourist, injuring 22 others.
He was running as if he's trying to get away from something, like the police or something or whatever, but he was screaming at the same time he was running.
Ken Reddix helped tackle him. Police tell AP he said he was hearing voices in his head. Chris Cornell's fans are laying flowers at memorials around Seattle, mourning the Soundgarden singer's death after a concert Wednesday. Cornell's family is disputing the finding it was suicide and wanting toxicology tests completed. The medical examiner in Detroit says Cornell hanged himself, found with a band around his neck in a hotel bathroom. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Good morning, I'm Bill Riles, WKRG News 5. Coverage you can count on. A 10-year-old girl died Thursday afternoon after being struck by a vehicle while riding her bike. That accident happened near the intersection of Oakview Drive and Merlin Street in Pensacola. Florida Highway Patrol investigators say Delilah Rosa Clark was riding her bike in the bicycle lane. An SUV driven by Frederick Wilder was making a right turn and hit the girl. She was airlifted to Sacred Heart Hospital and later died. Wilder could face charges. 3 recent robberies in 3 separate parts of town have one striking similarity. The victims have been forced to take off their clothes. 2 of the incidents happened Wednesday night, one at Jackson and General Street near Tillman's Corner, where a man armed with a gun took the victim's clothes and tablet. Another happened an hour and a half later near the University of South Alabama. A man was robbed in the Autumn Woods apartment parking lot. He was told to strip down before his cell phone was taken. 3 men now in custody in connection with the murder of a 6-year-old boy, Kingston Frazier, in Mississippi. Family members were emotional after learning the little boy was shot in the head inside his mother's car. It was stolen from a grocery store in Jackson Wednesday night. Authorities say Kingston's mother ran inside the store and left him in the car. I'm Bill Riles, WKRG News 5. Coverage you can count on.
When smart businesses need to grow their team, they do it on the site proven to deliver, Indeed.com. According to an independent study, Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, more hires than the rest combined. And right now we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job, boosting your listing in relevant search results. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
It's time to gear up for summer fun. The Ready to Ride sales event is here. Looking to ride the waves? Check out our selection of Sea-Doo watercraft. Want to tear up the trails? Shop our selection of Can-Am ATVs and side-by-sides. Or rev up for open road adventures with the latest Spyder Roadsters. Stop in now and save up to $3,500 on your ultimate warm weather adventure machines. Visit Hall's Motorsports in Mobile. Offer ends soon. Restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
From the Mercedes-Benz of Mobile Studios, this is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. 99.5 FM The Jag. Numerous things to get into in this hour of the Uncle Henry Show. We will have an edition of Dear Ariel where we compare her to Dear Abby. In the last segment of the show, we had a very emotional Reagan girl talking about Donald Trump being the victim of a witch hunt. I enjoyed the terminology witch hunt. It doesn't get used as often as it used to. Maybe because modern people are forgetting about witch hunts. Back when we used to actually have them. Now, what if we used witch hunt rules? What if we used witch hunt rules? So, if we used witch hunt rules, you'd have Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin together at a river. And in the rule that if we put you in the water and you float, then you're guilty of collusion. But if you sink to the bottom, then you're innocent. Isn't that the way they used to do witches? Well, anyway, I don't want to see people put in the river, but at the same time, almost anything would be preferable to all these different congressional committee meetings and things like that. All right, let's see. Aside from witch hunts, I heard that I was in here listening to the news break. We had Bill Riles of WKRG reporting on robberies in Mobile where people are being robbed and they're being forced to strip. That the robber makes them strip and then the robber takes their money or their smartphone. Now, I'm wondering, is there such a thing as a zipper holster where you can have a gun right there at your zipper, where when they tell you to strip and you go, okay, and then you undo your belt, and then when you get into that zipper and you're zipping down, you can reach right in there and whip out your firearm. Is there such a thing as a zipper holster? What a great surprise. Wouldn't that be a great surprise to spring on these scumbags that are robbing people, to be able to zip and then immediately produce a firearm? That'd solve some problems. Maybe there is such a thing as a zipper holster. I'm afraid to Google it, though.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
A few problems that might get in your way this morning. An accident in Mobile on McFarland Road at Cottage Hill Road. Also a crash with injury on Air Terminal Drive between Airport Boulevard and Wilson Road. Police and EMS remain on the scene of that crash. You're doing great across the rest of the area on this Friday morning. Some patchy delays on your highways, but no accidents or problems to mention on the interstate. A good flow both into and out of the area. And with Time Saver Traffic, I'm Angie Brolier.
First Alert Weather from WKRG News 5 and the Chemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
A few showers today and a wetter weekend. I'm meteorologist John Nodar with the News 5 First Alert Storm Team. This morning, muggy out there. Maybe a few foggy spots, but most folks are getting from point A to point B with no trouble. We'll have partly cloudy skies later today and a few showers. Even a rumble of thunder may roll in on the sea breeze. Daytime high in the upper 80s to low 90s. We'll see a 40% rain chance Saturday, 70% Sunday.
This report is brought to you by the T.J. Martell Foundation. Join the T.J. Martell Foundation in the fight against leukemia, cancer, and AIDS. Your support helps facilitate cutting-edge research that will lead to more effective treatments and save more lives. Visit tjmartell.org to learn more.
News? Check. Traffic and weather? Check. Opinions? Check. This is the Uncle Henry Show, only on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Locally, there have been a series of robberies where people have been forced to strip before they were robbed. The bandit makes them strip. The indignity. And somebody like me, I might even have a heart attack if you were telling me to strip. I'd rather jump off of something than have to strip in front of the bandit. So they're making people strip before they steal their wallet and their smartphone and stuff like that. And I wondered, is there such thing as a zipper holster so that you could have a gun in your right there at the zipper area so that when you unzip, you can just reach in there. They're making you strip and then you've got a gun right there. Now, the other thing that would make sense, and yes, you may think that sounds crazy. To me, it makes perfect sense to have. I would feel very comfortable and secure if I knew that I had a firearm right there at the zipper. Also, another thing that makes sense is a belt buckle pistol, that the belt buckle is actually a working firearm pistol. So they say strip, and then you reach down to undo your belt, and actually you've got your hand on a gun because your belt buckle's a gun. Now, during the traffic and weather, I did look to see if there is such a thing, and the Germans in World War II created it. They did create the belt buckle pistol. One internet entry says that it was designed in World War I, and that less than 10 of them have been discovered in modern times. But other people have thought to have the belt buckle pistol. But wouldn't that be great if you're being robbed and they tell you to strip? Being able to have a belt buckle pistol or a zipper holster, what a wonderful thing that would be. Get the drop on them. Or if there would be a way, would it be illegal to have a booby-trapped wallet or a booby-trapped smartphone? I know that doesn't sound very practical because you could accidentally, if you got your wallet in your back pocket, sit down on it and then accidentally have it go off, which would be very painful and embarrassing. But is that illegal to booby-trap your wallet? I'm sorry for going on like this, but the idea that it's bad enough that you're robbed, but then they're going to make you get naked. They're going to make you strip for the added psychological turmoil and indignity of it all. Very traumatic. All right, look, other things to get to on the show. In fact, in the next segment of the program, if Ariel is available, we'll do Dear Ariel, a rather anemic Dear Abby column today. And we'll spice up Abby with Ariel. That's next on the Uncle Henry Show.
Making your wallet great again. Your shot at $1,000 now. Text the word bills to 200-200.
And I remain on Facebook. Good morning. Let me see if any of you are there. Maybe I don't need to be on Facebook. We'll find out. Let's see. It's getting to be that time of morning where coworkers are starting to... Oh, you are there. Good morning. Coworkers are starting to slowly trickle into the building. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I don't need to be on Facebook because I'm being easily distracted by the coworkers coming in to the building. I was on Facebook, like many of us are moments ago, and I saw what was one of my biggest pet peeves about Facebook. And that is when somebody posts some demand that you copy and repaste something. Have you noticed this? Where people, in fact, let me see if I can find the one that I just saw. Many of these things are worded like, if you really care, if you're a good person, then you will copy this status and repaste it as your status and not share it. If you really are a good person, you'll do. Have you seen those posts? Let me see. I saw one just a few moments ago about love that some woman had posted. All right. Well, thank the Lord I'm not able to find it again. But do you do that? Are you demanding of people, demanding that they copy and repaste your statuses in order to prove some type of connection? Here's this one lady. She writes, I bet not 35 of my friends will comment, I love you, and then put this as their status to see how many actually say, I love you. What kind of well, I probably shouldn't be judgmental on this person. There's no telling what weird situation they've got where they can't help themselves. And of course, they've got all their Facebook friends are commenting that they love them and reposting and all this kind of garbage. I will never copy your Facebook status and repaste it unless someone's life is on the line. Now, if there's some extenuating circumstances where someone's life is on the line, I will copy and repaste, but I will not copy and repaste someone's Facebook status to offer somebody some type of this is obviously some type of weird problem this lady is having. I know you probably think that makes me bad, but I'm tired of being emotionally blackmailed by Facebook statuses. All right, what else is going on? I'm going to be at Providence Hospital later this afternoon. There is a contest. This is a fight, some type of fighting breast cancer situation. There's an organization that does something called Bras Across the Causeway to raise money for Providence Hospital Breast Center to fight breast cancer. And at the hospital today, Providence Hospital, the hospital is decorating bras, and every floor of Providence Hospital will compete for the title of Best Decorated Bra. And I'm supposed to go and be one of the judges of the bras. Now, I don't really want to do this. I'm going to do it because it's for a good cause, but I don't want to go look at bras. I've trained myself not to look at bras. I've spent many decades not looking at bras. So these are going to be the first bras I've really looked at in many, many years. And I'm worried that they're going to be all bouncing around in my subconscious. I don't want them in there. Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to The Uncle Henry Show. At some point, we will have a new edition of dear Ariel when Ariel comes back from. She's making preparations to go to Hangout Festival, which is causing quite a bit of flurry of activity in the building. All the people that we're sending to Hangout Festival are getting ready for their big trip to be with all the half-naked gyrating people at the Gulf. I saw a story, a business story that I'm fascinated by, and that is that Amazon, do you remember Amazon, where you can go online and order a book and have it delivered to your house? Amazon is considering getting into the online prescription market. They're looking at becoming a place that you can order your prescription drugs online. Now, now we may all remember what happened to bookstores when Amazon started selling books online. What will this do? If they decide to do it, what will it do? Most cities the size of this one that I'm in and maybe you're in have drugstores on every corner. Some corners have more than one drugstore. So what will that do? Will that suddenly boom within a few years, cut the number of drugstores in the country dramatically because people are able to get their prescriptions online? So that's one thing that we've seen, this gigantic boom in drugstores on the corners of streets in major cities in the country. And that may and already the stock of some of the drugstores has dropped today because Amazon says it wants to get into the pharmacy business. Think about this, though. What will, if there are thieves out there, and we know there are, how much more motivated are they going to be to steal packages off people's doors if they think that prescriptions are going to be on the door? They'll have to have a different way of delivering. They'll have to have somebody home to get the delivery or something like that, because people are going to want to go after those packages that have drugs in them. In fact, if I were a delivery person, that would suddenly becomes a little bit more dangerous job. If you're out driving around making deliveries and thieves think you've got drugs that you're delivering, you're going to have to deliver in an armored truck with a bulletproof vest. So I don't know how that would all work. In fact, that aspect of it may keep actual drugstores open, because I think it would be very problematic to try and deliver painkillers, for example, to the door. I mean, I don't know how that would possibly work. That may be the only thing that saves drugstores if Amazon decides to do this. Whatever business you're in, you need to hope that Amazon doesn't want to get into that business. Eventually, will all business in this country be Amazon or Walmart? Just it'll be one or the other. Those will be the two that we deal with. That'll be in fact, if it comes to doing pharmacies like that, Walmart, if Walmart decided to pursue that, they would have an edge, I think, on Amazon, because they have places that you could actually go and pick up the items. So some sensitive drugs you'd have to go there to get in person. But fascinated by the story, especially seeing that stocks are already affected by it. I see Ariel is back. Ariel, do you order off Amazon? Oh, you do? Okay. And I can see how it would be attractive to get your prescriptions there. Many of us have had uncomfortable situations where we've had to wait. Long, dramatic wait times at drugstores, and would enjoy the convenience of having it delivered. But still a lot of kinks to work out if you're going to be delivering every type of drug. All right, look, we're about to take a timeout for news, traffic, weather, all of that coming your way on News Radio 710 WNTM and 99.5 FM The Jag. There's even more to get into that we haven't discussed yet on the program, and we will get into it as we go forward. Thank you for listening. You can continue to watch on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page.
A lady by the name of June Chu is a dean at Yale. She has a doctorate in social psychology. Her biography touts her long career helping students, not just academically, but supporting their multifaceted identities. Now, recently, Yale students stumbled upon one of Dr. Chu's multifaceted identities hidden on social media. In a review of a local restaurant, she posted, "If you are white trash, this is the perfect night out for you." The Japanese eatery was not authentic, so it was for low-class folks. After slamming a gym employee, she wrote, "I don't care if you lose your job. I'm sure McDonald's would hire you." And this one, she called local movie theater employees barely educated morons trying to manage snack orders for the obese. Well, after the Yale Daily News published her scathing reviews, students and alumni of the prestigious elitist university were horrified, supposedly. Dr. Chu deleted her social media account and apologized. She says that she's learned a lot about the power of words. She says her posts demean the values to which she holds herself. In other words, the racist, bigoted person who wrote those racist, bigoted views, that's not the real Dr. Chu. Anyone else would have been fired, but Dr. Chu won't have to apply to McDonald's because Yale placed her on leave until things cool down. That's the multifaceted identity of liberalism. You talk one game, you play another, and you get away with both.
Attention men, if you have tried or wanted to try Viagra or Cialis, or if you've ordered an over-the-counter product in the last few years, Noxitril is an option that is completely private, has received tremendous reviews, and can be at your door in just days. Pharmaceutical companies dislike us because we present a real option to their higher prices and insurance limitations. After years of research, Noxitril has been developed and formulated in U.S. FDA labs, packed with the highest quality potent ingredients. Noxitril is a true breakthrough in male potency. This remarkable all-natural pill is being called Viagra on steroids and is known as a sure winner. So what are you waiting for? Call now and ask how to get your free supply.
Call now and find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitril while supplies last. Call 1-800-992-9180. That's 800-992-9180. Free bottles for limited time, so call now. 800-992-9180. That's 800-992-9180.
A few problems to watch for as you make your commute this morning. We have an accident in Mobile on Dauphin Street at the I-65, and police are on the scene assisting. We also have a crash on Air Terminal Drive between Airport Boulevard and Wilson Road, and a crash in Mobile on McFarland Road at Cottage Hill Road. Your interstate delays are minimal, and we're just seeing some patchy slowing on your highways, mostly red light delays, but we're not seeing any other problems. Buckle up, drive safely, and with time saver traffic. I'm Angie Broldier.
First Alert Weather from WKRG News 5 and the Chemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist John Nodar with the News 5 First Alert Storm Team. A sticky start to what will be another humid summer-like day. There may be a few foggy spots this morning. Most folks with an easy commute. We're looking at a high in the upper 80s to low 90s with a 20% chance of a shower today. The chance of showers and thunderstorms picks up to 40% late Saturday and ramps up to 70% by Sunday.
Good morning, I'm Bill Riles. WKRG News 5 coverage you can count on. The Baldwin County Sheriff's Office says witness video shows the moments leading up to a fatal shooting. A deputy fired the shot, killing 35-year-old Jonathan Victor. A freeze frame of the incident shows Victor moments after he emerged from an SUV after being involved in a single vehicle accident on I-10 near the Florida state line in Alabama. Deputies say Victor looked as if he was holding a gun. Deputies called out to him to drop his weapon and put his hands up. He ignored commands and started walking closer to the deputy, where the deputy fired. Officials believe Victor was trying to commit suicide before deputies arrived. A motorcyclist is facing a manslaughter charge 1 year after police say he struck and killed a young boy. A grand jury indicted Roland Guy Jr. Investigators say Guy was driving recklessly on Alba Club Road when he hit 4-year-old Soteria Osborne in May last year. The biggest party in the Gulf Coast is just hours from starting in Gulf Shores. Gates open for Hangout Festival 2017 at 11 this morning. Mumford & Sons, 21 Pilots, Weezer, and Chance the Rapper are part of a long list of artists that'll hit the stage throughout the weekend. I'm Bill Riles, WKRG News 5. Coverage you can count on.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump leaves on his first foreign trip in office this afternoon, starting in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
President Trump is coming here to the very heart of the Middle East. There are U.S. flags across the city alongside Saudi flags. There are giant billboard posters of President Trump alongside those of King Salman. And he's not only going to meet with the king and the crown prince, there are also 50 leaders from 50 Muslim countries around here, and he's expected to give a big speech on Islam.
Fox's Benjamin Hall in Riyadh. After Saudi Arabia, the president visits Israel, Italy, and Belgium. The WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is cleared of rape accusations in Sweden, but remains inside the Ecuadorian embassy in London. Still in trouble for skipping bail there and in the United States for publishing classified information.
He has received political asylum to protect him from ending up in the United States.
That's Assange attorney Per Samuelson. Fox News. We report, you decide.
This is Uncle Henry with news and comment. How much are you spending on graduation gifts this year? We'll get into that next. After this for SAD Healthcare. SAD Healthcare now offering LSVT, that's research-based treatment for the debilitating movement and voice-related effects of Parkinson's disease. Call 251-343-9600. It's spelled SAAD, sadhealthcare.com. We're in graduation season. The National Retail Federation reports that consumers in the United States are going to spend more than ever before on graduation gifts, as much as $5.6 billion. According to their survey, the most popular gift is cash, 52% planning to give that, 33% planning to give gift cards. I love cash and gift cards personally. In fact, I wonder if I can change my birthday every year into a graduation. More of me at newsradio710.com.
It's time to gear up for summer fun. The Ready to Ride sales event is here. Looking to ride the waves? Check out our selection of Sea-Doo watercraft. Want to tear up the trails? Shop our selection of Can-Am ATVs and side-by-sides. Or rev up for open road adventures with the latest Spyder Roadsters. Stop in now and save up to $3,500 on your ultimate warm weather adventure machines. Visit Hall's Motorsports in Mobile. Offer ends soon. Restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
When smart businesses need to grow their team, they do it on the site proven to deliver, Indeed.com. According to an independent study, Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, more hires than the rest combined. And right now we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job, boosting your listing in relevant search results. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Hey there, this is Dr. Vanessa Marie Perry, the host of the Love Right Unplugged podcast on iHeartRadio, where we interview the top relationship experts, coaches, matchmakers, therapists, and couples. The podcast provides advice, tips, and inspiration to singles and couples on how to develop and maintain a healthy relationship. Check us out weekly. Search for Love Right Unplugged on iHeartRadio.
We love Nick Saban. Just wanted to get that out of the way. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Email address unclehenry@gmail.com. That's unclehenry@gmail.com. Ariel, please join me if you're still in there. And she is. All right, now, and if you're around later, we'll have Dear Ariel. If not, it'll wait.
Oh, no, I'm here permanently right now.
Oh, permanently?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Now, there's stories out today that The Rock, you may remember The Rock. You know who The Rock is.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? That thing.
Yes!
Yeah.
So The Rock, there are more stories out about The Rock running for president.
Oh, good for him.
Now, there were stories this week that in a poll, he would already win against other candidates, including Donald Trump. He was on Jimmy Fallon last night on The Tonight Show, and people are saying that he is starting to sound like a polished political figure, that it may be serious, that he would run for president.
Right.
Now, you're definitely a voter.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock, would you go for The Rock?
I'm going to go with no on The Rock. I'm sorry, like he's The Rock. I don't necessarily trust somebody who could put me in a headlock as my president.
Okay.
You know, I think maybe we should stick to the fake WWE stuff and kind of leave the politics to the politicians.
It is, I know a lot of people really like him.
Yeah, I mean, he was a great tooth fairy, but that's your lane. Stay in it.
I'm not sure what people think he brings to being president.
He looks good. Has a great six-pack.
Right, and then, though, after that.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't either. And no offense to The Rock.
None at all.
But I wonder if a lot of people voted for President Trump as a form of protest because he was different. And this seems like it may be an extension of people being even more turned off by politics, wanting to go for somebody even further away from politics.
I was just about to say that. Now people are just going to start willy-nilly running for president with like zero credibility, and we got a whole revolution on our hands that we just don't want to be a part of.
Okay.
I say we as in me.
Didn't Kanye say he was going to run too?
Yeah, Kanye was also having a mental breakdown when he said he was running for president.
Okay.
So.
All right, well. All right, so no Rock.
Yeah, no. I'm going to go with no.
Okay. I guess the reason I bring it up is because of that poll earlier this week. I see it as a sign of concern. I don't know if those were serious answers or not, but still. More to come. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the nines. And then more.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
A few problems to watch for as you make your commute this morning. We have an accident in Mobile on Dauphin Street at the I-65, and police are on the scene assisting. We also have a crash on Air Terminal Drive between Airport Boulevard and Wilson Road, and a crash in Mobile on McFarland Road at Cottage Hill Road. Your interstate delays are minimal, and we're just seeing some patchy slowing on your highways, mostly red light delays, but we're not seeing any other problems. Buckle up, drive safely, and with Time Saver Traffic, I'm Angie Brolier.
This report is brought to you by McDonald's.
Hit McDonald's for mega values and variety. For a limited time, enjoy soft drinks for $1 each. Small McCafe Delights for $2, and sausage biscuits, burritos, and McMuffins just $1.19 each. Price and participation may vary.
First Alert Weather from WKRG News 5 and the Southern Cancer Center Weather Center.
A few showers today and a wetter weekend. I'm meteorologist John Nodar with the News 5 First Alert Storm Team. This morning, muggy out there. Maybe a few foggy spots, but most folks are getting from point A to point B with no trouble. We'll have partly cloudy skies later today and a few showers. Even a rumble of thunder may roll in on the sea breeze. Daytime high in the upper 80s to low 90s. We'll see a 40% rain chance Saturday, 70% Sunday.
This report is brought to you by Dove Men Plus Care. Did you hear that 91% of guys that use Dove Men Plus Care antiperspirant recommend it? Dove Men Plus Care user Bobby said he doesn't know how it works, but it gets the job done. That's good enough for me, Bobby. Pick up some new Dove Men Plus Care antiperspirant for yourself at your local retailer.
This morning at 9, ask the expert. Then Rush at 11. Right now, it's Uncle Henry on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. The governor's office, you may remember Kay Ivey, the new governor of Alabama. Her office is denying that she is in poor health and denying that she is not running the state. Alabama Political Reporter this week, that website put out a story about Kay Ivey having health issues that date back to 2015. Lots of details alleging that she went to the hospital in Colorado and that was covered up. There's a lot more to it that you can read at alreporter.com. Governor Ivey's office is denying the report and says that she is actively working with legislators and is busy running the state. So the governor's office is not denying that she was hospitalized, but they are saying that she is in good health and is running the state. Let's talk to Norman. Hello, Norman.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. Look, the thing is, about, Trump going out of town or out of the country.
Right.
Visit, and you were dead on this morning when you were talking about the press is going to spin it and ask him all kind of ridiculous questions to try to make everything in a bad light.
Right. Well, he is allowed zero margin for error at this point. They're looking for any little thing at this point.
You're right. Don't you hate it? These people that portray themselves to be, giving the news, all they're doing is trying to sway opinion. It's the same deadgum difference as like, the network, ABC, they canceling Last Man Standing, the Tim Allen show that's got one of their highest rated shows, but they're canceling him because he's a conservative and he supports Trump. So they're going to get rid of that just to cater to a deadgum, radical minority, that controls the deadgum media. It makes me sick.
I have never watched that show. Did you ever watch the Tim Allen show?
I do watch it sometimes.
You do?
Actually, yeah. It comes on Fridays, and it comes on some other channel in syndication, and it's pretty good. It's kind of like the Home Improvement show, except he's like a sporting goods guy or hunting goods, and he's got daughters, and he tries to, impose reason and logic and conservative views in an upside-down world is basically what the show is about. And, it's pretty funny, but it's a reflection on society because for instance, he's supposed to have a daughter that's supposed to be giving her graduate thesis at college, and on career day or something, he's supposed to talk.
Norman, I'm sorry I'm on a break, but thank you for the program recommendation of the canceled show. Thank you, Norman.
There's no such thing as chemical weapons.
The Sean Hannity Show.
Listen.
Assad got rid of his chemical weapons.
Today at 2.
It's a message.
Get the message. News Radio 710. WNTM.
Uncle Henry here. If you want to sell your home, if you need to sell your home, let me connect you with my real estate agent,
Sandy Frost of Roberts Brothers. Her listings sell faster than the average agent's listings. She sells 97% of her listings when the average agent doesn't come close to that, and her listings sell at about 3% more than other agents' listings. Sandy has used her years of experience to develop an exclusive 32-step home marketing plan that works.
Over the years, I've experimented with some pretty innovative things, a lot of which I learned by going to conferences all over the country, and I learned from other top agents what they were doing. And I would come back and I would implement things. Some things work, some things don't. The things that have worked the best are in that 32-point plan, and I'm always adding to it.
Call Sandy Frost at 251-604-6514 or visit her online at sandyfrost.com. That's sandyfrost.com.
Have you been to our house yet? Visit the iHeartRadio Virtual House presented by Bugmaster. There's thousands of dollars in home improvement prices just waiting for you. Gift cards, furniture, lawn equipment, and more. Head to our station's website right now and type in keyword house. Click on any room in the house to sign up and win. The iHeartRadio Virtual House, presented by Bugmaster, Mr. Everything, and Lazy Boy. Visit our station's website, keyword house.
Take care of your skin. See Dr. Thomas Bender at Advanced Dermatology and Skincare Center. Dr. Bender sees patients in Mobile, Daphne, and Bay Minette. Find out more online at advanceddermclinic.com.
Do you have gout? You may qualify for a research study evaluating an investigational medication for gout flare pain. Participants must be age 18 or older, have had 3 or more flares in the last year, and have found no pain relief from or are unable to take medication commonly used to treat gout pain. For more information, please contact Coastal Clinical Research at 251-414-1984 or apply online at www.coastalclinicalresearch.com. Thank you.
I'm Uncle Henry, a customer of Heads Heating and Air Conditioning. I've used them for maintenance and for when my old system went out on me. Last year, I asked them to turn to the experts, Carrier, and replace my old natural gas furnace with a Carrier 95% high-efficiency unit. And so I had a cozy, warm home last winter with lower heating bills, and I'm looking forward to a cool home this summer with that new system. Carrier, high-efficiency natural gas, and Heads Heating and Air Conditioning make a great team. Did you know they've got financing available at 0% interest for up to 60 months? You can't beat 0% on a new system. What a great combo. Carrier, natural gas, Heads Heating and Air Conditioning, and financing at 0% interest for up to 60 months. So turn to the experts, Carrier, and call Heads Heating and Air Conditioning. The number is 251-653-7873. 251-653-7873. See if you qualify for that great deal on 0% interest.
It's Heating and Air Conditioning, where 3 heads are better than 1.
Some music.
Take the vocals of Bono. Add the guitar of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Stir in the drums of John Bonham. Serving up steaming hot classic rock. Yeah! 96.1. The Rockets.
Traffic conditions have been quiet and uneventful all across the area this morning, and that remains the case. We're seeing a good flow, especially on those interstate systems and major bridges. A few surface street accidents that might get in your way. A crash, Dolphin Street at 65, and we have an accident with injury, Air Terminal Drive between Airport Boulevard and Wilson Road. Now, if you see traffic trouble, our number here is 888-311-8723. And with Time Saver Traffic, I'm Angie Brolier.
This report is brought to you by Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries.
It's Bass from Lazy Boy, and I had a friend who came in and said, I hate my living room. She said, it isn't loving and hugging on me. I said, why not? And she said, it's my fault. It's not Lazy Boy. But we fixed that, and now it's a wow. Lazy Boy.
First alert weather from WKRG News 5 and the Chemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
Another day that starts with high humidity. So far, visibility good at most locations. There may be a couple of foggy spots out there, but most folks are getting from one place to another without too much trouble. Partly cloudy this afternoon, 20% chance of a shower, and a high near 90 degrees. Tonight in the low 70s, Saturday, 40% chance of rain late in the day. Sunday, a 70% chance of thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist John Nodar with the News 5 First Alert Storm Team.
Roll Tide. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. What a magnificent weekend it's shaping up to be. Before we go any further here, let's get a new edition of Dear Ariel. This is where we take today's press register. We grab a letter to Dear Abby. Dear Abby's still alive. Well, it's not the original Abby. It's daughter of Abby, but still alive, elderly, and answering letters. We're going to compare the answers of Ariel and Abby. This letter is from today's Dear Abby column. Are you ready, Ariel?
I'm ready.
Dear Ariel, I have a wonderful husband I love deeply, and I can't imagine my life without. We have a beautiful marriage. We never fight or really even argue. We have been together for 11 years, and only during this last couple of years has he started doing something that troubles me. In the afternoon or evening, if I need to go to the store, or anywhere for that matter, he gets upset and gives me the silent treatment and doesn't want me to go. I trust him and let him do whatever he wants. I've never given him a reason to not trust me. So why does it make him so angry if I need to run to the store? I feel I deserve the same respect and trust that I show him. Ariel, how do I make him see how much it hurts me for him to act like this? And that letter is from Feeling Mistrusted in the South.
Girl, he cheating. And it is that simple.
What?
He has another woman.
What?
Yes, there's a mistress. There is a Lewinsky.
Now
there
what?
is a
Now,
side chick.
Why do you think that?
Because here's the thing. One thing I know about guys, they tell on themselves. And generally, whatever they're accusing you of, if you know good and full well you're not doing it, it's because they're doing it. He's cheating. Confront him.
So you think he suspects her because he's up to something?
Right. He up to no good, which is why he thinks she's up to no good. He around her doing something he's supposed to be doing.
Wow. That never entered my mind. That never
Either that
entered
or it's
my
dementia, but I'm going to go with he's cheating.
mind. Okay. All right. Well, let me see what Abby said. Let's compare.
She don't have sense. Come on.
Abby says, what you were describing is a red flag that if ignored could ruin your beautiful marriage. Your husband's insecurity and need to control you may stem from the fact that he has been hiding something from you.
Come on, Abby.
Tell him that you love him, but for the sake of your marriage, the two of you should go to couples counseling.
No, you don't need couples counseling, girl. You need to confront him and tell him stop cheating.
I tell you what, I don't know people at all, really, at my age, and I don't know because you and Abby both picked up that he's hiding something.
Yes, that's
And
because you're a guy.
that never occurred to me.
Yes.
That I just thought the guy was selfish or insecure.
No, it has been my experience that whenever guys start accusing me of doing stuff that you know good and full well I'm not doing, it's because you're over there doing it. You're guilty. A hit dog always hollers.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, Ariel, magnificent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very, very good. You saw it at a different level. Now, before you go, Ariel's going to Hangout Festival.
Yeah.
So you're leaving soon.
Yeah, like what, 5 minutes from now?
Oh, you're ready to go.
No, actually, because I'm waiting for one more person to show up so I can get some equipment.
Okay. All right. So you're going to Hangout Festival. You're going to be, we can find you on the Beat of Mobile Facebook page,
Correct.
100.3 FM, the Beat of Mobile Facebook page. You'll be updating there when you're at Hangout?
Yes, in fact, as soon as I touch down in the hotel, that's my first update. Yo, I made it. I'm in the hotel.
Okay. I may start sharing those posts on our page as well.
You should.
So that people will be able to keep up with you. So you're there today.
All day today.
You're at Hangout Festival, some on Sunday.
All day Sunday.
And then Saturday, you're going to be appearing at Rent and Roll.
In Pensacola on North Davis Highway.
All right. And Rent and Roll is where you can rent to own rims.
Yeah, for your car, truck, SUV, even your off-road vehicle.
Very good. All right, Ariel, have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you. You do the same.
There she is. Never saw that in the Dear Abby letter. And I've stopped. I did not read ahead to see what Abby had to say because I've grown not to care. Not that I ever did. Rent and roll, so that I don't have to just buy the rims. I can actually rent the rims to own them. I might need to go to. That may be the one missing ingredient in my life, or the proper rims. All right, we're almost out of time for today's Uncle Henry Show. I'm going to be out later today. Ariel will be able to tell us Monday morning about her adventures at the Hangout Festival. I'm not going to do anything adventuresome this weekend, I hope. I really don't want to do anything. I would really like to live in a bubble and not be involved in anything. But I may go to the flea market just for my own psychological help. So I may have a flea market tale to tell. And I'm going to Providence Hospital later this afternoon. They're having a contest at the hospital that I'm supposed to judge with other people. So I'll be able to tell you at least a little bit about that Monday morning. All right, it's coming up on News Radio 710 WNTM. We have Sandy Frost of Roberts Brothers. We're going to talk about getting your home sold. Housing market's doing fantastic locally, and we'll talk about that in the next hour on News Radio 710 WNTM. If you stick with the Jag, 99.5 FM, the Jag, 11 o'clock today, Colin Cowherd, really one of the more provocative sports hosts in the country, and we've got him on 99.5 The Jag. So all of that coming up. Thank you for listening to The Uncle Henry Show.